Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm glad that you're watching. In today's video, I'm going to share with you 10 countries that Kenyan nationals can visit using their Canadian multiple entry tourist visa. And these are countries that ordinarily would require you to get a visa to visit, but because you have a Canadian tourist visa, you get to visit it visa free. And obviously, you know, when you get your Canadian visa, it allows you to visit Canada. However, the advantage is that you may not be prepared to visit Canada at the time you get your visa, or you already visited Canada and you still have your visa left over. So instead of letting it go to waste, you could take advantage of it and use it to visit other countries that require you to get a visa. And the advantage of getting a Canadian visa, especially as a Kenyan national, is that the Canadians are very generous with their visa. So once you qualify for the visa, they will give you either a 10-year multiple entry, the less of, so let's say okay, they will give you lower of either 10 years or the date of expiry of your visa. So let's say, for example, when you apply for your visa, you have 8 years left on your passport to expire, they will give you an 8-year visa. Or let's say if you have a 10-year left on your visa, then you get a 10-year Canadian visa. So that's the advantage of the Canadian visa, is that they're very generous and you can get it for as long as your passport lasts, or 10 years, whichever is less. So the other beauty with the Canadian visa is that it saves you the hassle of having to visit these other 10 countries every time you want to visit, but you just take advantage of your Canadian visa. However, I must note that the different countries have different rules on how the Canadian visa applies, and I'm going to try to explain each of them for each of the country that I mentioned. So obviously, the number one country you can visit with your Canadian multiple entry visa is Canada, obviously. And again, as I've mentioned, you can visit for up to 6 months at a time, but they will give you a visa that lasts for as long as your passport hasn't expired, or 10 years, whichever is less. So if you have like 9 years left on your passport, they will give you a 9-year visa. The next country you can visit with your Canadian multiple entry tourist visa is Mexico, and you can stay for up to 180 days at a time as a Kenyan. In Central America, you can also visit Costa Rica. So with your Canadian passport, if you have a multiple entry and you have a minimum validity of at least 6 months, then you can be able to enter Costa Rica using your Canadian passport, and you stay for up to a maximum of 30 days. The next country you can visit again in Central America is Panama. Again, as a Kenyan passport holder, you get free entry into Panama, but if you have a Canadian visa and you're from any other part of the world, you also get to visit Panama without requiring a visa. The next country number 4, you can visit with your Canadian tourist visa as a Kenyan passport holder is Dominican Republic. So if you currently hold a visa to enter Canada, you do not require a tourist visa to enter the Dominican Republic, and the only thing you'll need is what they call a tourist card, and you can stay for a maximum of 30 days. Unfortunately, in South America, you do not get entry into any of the countries by virtue of having a Canadian visa. So let's see Europe. So in Europe, you can get to visit Turkey just by virtue of holding your Canadian visa. However, the Canadian tourist visa gives you eligibility to apply for a 30 days e-visa. So the Turkish e-visa, you can apply for it either online when you're still at home, or when you get to the airport just before immigration. There are different booths whereby you can apply for your Turkish e-visa, subject to having a multiple entry Canadian visa. The next country you can visit in Europe is Georgia. So with Georgia, you can stay up to 90 calendar days in any 180-day period. So let's say within 6 months, you can stay up to 90 calendar days, and then you have to get off and come back in if you want to. So you can't stay for like 90 days now and then come back again. So when you stay within any one 8-day period, you can stay for a maximum of 90 days. The other country in Europe you can visit courtesy of your Canadian visa is Macedonia. So your Canadian visa must be valid for at least 5 days beyond the intended period of stay in the Republic of Macedonia. So if you're visiting Macedonia, like let's say on the 15th, your visa must be valid at least up to the 21st. And the maximum stay is up to 15 days at any given entry on the territory, while the total duration of consecutive stays in the Republic of Macedonia must not exceed 3 months. So you can stay for 15 months at a time, but the total duration of your consecutive stay must not exceed 3 months in any 6-month period. And it's calculated from the day of first entry. So for example, if you enter Macedonia today and let's say it's January 1, you enter Macedonia, you can stay for up to 15 days. And you can leave if you want, but if you come back and stay for another 15 days, you have to wait. You can only come back and stay for a period of 3 months total in any 6-month period combined. The other country you can visit using, okay, not exactly visiting, but transit through using your Canadian visa is United Kingdom or the UK, but you must be eligible for transit without a visa. So basically it's not visiting per se. If you are aware, you cannot transit through the UK if you don't have a UK visa. However, with your Canadian visa, you are eligible for transit, but you have to meet some eligibility requirements. For example, you have to arrive and depart by air, and number 2, you have to have a confirmed onward flight that leaves on the day you arrive or before midnight on the day after you arrive. Okay, and then you have to have the right documents for your destination, e.g. a visa for the country that you're going to if you need a visa. And also one of the following must apply in addition to the above 3. You're either traveling to or on part of a reasonable journey to Canada and you have a valid visa, or you're traveling from or on part of a reasonable journey from Canada and you have a valid visa for that country that you're traveling to. And then again, this transit visa option is only available at Heathrow, and again, you won't be able to transit without a visa if a border force officer decides you don't qualify under this immigration rule. So again, make sure you check that you meet all those eligibility requirements. In the Middle East, we have Qatar. So using your Canadian visa, you can visit Qatar, but again, like Turkey, you don't get to travel visa free, but it allows you to apply for what they call the electronic travel authorization. It's almost like an e-visa, and you can get it free of charge by completing an online application prior to traveling. So once your request has been approved, you will receive an electronic travel authorization or an ETA, allowing you to obtain a visa on arrival in Qatar. So again, with your Canadian visa, you get access to the ETA online, and once you get to Qatar, you can get your visa on arrival. Unfortunately, with your Canadian visa, it doesn't grant you access to any of the African countries that you would ordinarily require a visa for. In Asia, you get to visit South Korea, but again, like UK, there's some qualifications you must meet. So number 1, you must hold a multiple entry Canadian visa, and you must be on transit to Canada through Korea, or stay in Canada and take a direct flight from Canada to Korea, and you're on your way to Kenya or another third country to which you have a visa for. And then you must have a flight ticket that is scheduled to depart Korea within 30 days, and you have never violated any of the laws. Like for example, you have overstayed on your visa after entering the United States, Canada, Australia, or New Zealand. So those are the qualifications to enter Korea using your Canadian visa. So that's it. 11 countries that you can visit using your Canadian multiple entry tourist visa, and most of them are pretty direct, apart from the UK and South Korea that have additional eligibility requirements. And my personal recommendation, while your travel strategy might involve starting with visa-free countries or visa on arrival countries, if you can, please get the Canadian tourist visa. And this applies especially if extended travel is part of your strategy. Not only because the Canadian visa is your getaway to visit Canada on a whim, but the power it adds to your passport. So why not take advantage of the hassle-free Canadian visa application for Kenya passport holders? And again, with the Canadian passport, you just add an additional 11 countries to passports, to the visas, to visa-free countries, in addition to the 68 that already exist. So that's like 79 countries you can visit just by having a Canadian visa. So let me know what your experience has been. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, let me know in the comments section below. And if you like this video, hit the thumbs up, the like button, and remember to hit the notification bell so every time I shoot a new video, you're the first one to know. Thank you for staying to the end. Bye, and see you in the next video.